In this video, we're going to be discussing the Disappearing Filipino. Okay, so what is the Disappearing Filipino? Well, believe it or not, you can sometimes hire a member of staff from the Philippines. Everything sounds great, everything looks like it's going to go well, and they just don't show up for work. It happens, and there's several reasons for that. Now, for example, it could be that they were interviewing for other jobs at the same time and they went with the one that was more attractive to them. Or it could be that when they were talking to you during the interview process, they thought, oh my God, this person is a lunatic. I don't want to work for them. But they were too shy to actually tell you up front. So you think everything's going ahead fine. Suddenly you don't get replies to your emails and they don't show up. Now, gladly, I've not had that happen to me, but I have heard of other people this happened to them. But one of the things that you do have to watch out for is when setting tasks for your Filipino staff, you have to make sure, not everyone's the same, but this is quite common. You have to make sure that they understand the job that you're asking them to do, that you've explained it well, and that they understand and feel comfortable doing it. Now, one of the things I would say is very, very important is that you stress to them that they're learning how to do this job. You're teaching them how to do it. They may not get it perfect first time, but ask any questions. There's no dumb questions. Get the question asked just now, or at any point, if you don't know what's going on, just say, so I can help you do it. Because at the end of the day, if it's a brand new task and they've never done it before, then they're not going to be an expert at it. They're not going to know how to do it. But if you literally set them up with hey, I want you to do the following thing, don't fully explain it, expect them to go off and do it, and leave them to it, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I can't do this task. How am I ever going to explain that I'm not able to do it? So a lot of Filipinos are actually quite shy about coming forward and saying, I didn't understand what was going on. Could you please help me? And so on. So you have to stress that it's not a problem for them to ask you questions and how to do things. If they don't understand something, by all means come back and ask you how you do it. Now, training is key to a lot of the stuff. Every new job and every new task you do, you really want to make sure that you've put together some kind of training for it, whether that be you recording yourself doing it on screen or giving a comprehensive PDF. If it's a short task or something quite easy to do, I generally take a screenshot, point a couple of arrows at it, put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just explain what I want them to do in that order. And that generally does quite well for them to go and do it. But again, I've heard of people who've been working away quite fine with their Filipino staff for 3-4 weeks, and then all of a sudden disappear on them, and they're like, oh, what happened there? And generally speaking, it's turned out that it's been a task that's just been too hard or not something that they could do, or maybe they misinterpreted during the interview what the actual Filipino staff member can do. So for example, I've found when I'm on job sites and so on, that they'll say, oh yes, I can do the following, oh yes, I can do that, oh, best in the world at this, well, very good at that. And what you tend to find is that, yes, for their core things that they can do, they are very, very good at. But some of the other things where they say, oh, yes, I can do it, doesn't necessarily mean that they actually can do it to any decent standard or really know how to do it. It might be that they've done it one time several years ago and they went, oh, yeah, I can do that. I'll try and learn that again if I ever get a job for that. But of course, if you are sitting thinking, well, they can do this, they can do that, that'll be great, but you didn't actually ask them, then you will find that some of them are embarrassed to tell you that they can't actually do the thing that you want them to do, so they just disappear on you. So one of the things I do, which I find quite helpful, is once I've hired someone, done all the interview process, I'm very confident that they are the right person for the specific job, I then actually say to them, can you list the top things that you're good at? It's like top 5, top 10, whatever, just the top things that you're really good at. I usually say to them, don't worry about English reading or writing and so on, because you clearly can do that because you've done all the interview questions through email up to this point, so that's no problem. But let me know what other things you're good at, and you'll be quite surprised sometimes. You'll get things back that, oh, you didn't know. So I'll give you an example. I've got, my son, Fraser to the Max, he's got a YouTube channel. He's got a video editor that is also very good at 3D design. Now, that came back when we sent them a thing saying, oh, what are the other things you're good at? What do you like? So we were only hiring to be a video editor, and he said, oh, I like making 3D stuff. And I thought, well, that's really good. So I said, did you show me a portfolio of stuff you've done? So he sent it, I had a look. I was really surprised. It was actually a really good standard. In fact, he could have got a job as a 3D designer quite easily, but he wanted to be a video editor. Anyway, later on down the line, what happened there was we did have a task come up. It was actually a task from a company, BL Design, and we asked them, this client's asking for a logo to be turned into a 3D version. Could you do that for us? And he's like, yeah, no problem. Anyway, so he'd done that. He'd done a great job. The client was really happy with it. And so he basically became one of the bees. He joined BL Design as a designer, but his specific specialty is to do 3D graphic design while he does a video from a son. So, that's something that was quite interesting and a good way to find out. But what I didn't do is just throw a job onto him that he's never done for me before and expect him to be great at it and not give him any information or whatever. I just said, give it a try, see how you go on. But yeah, great. So anyway, I'm going to tell you a story about one of the disappearing Filipinos that I had. Well, I say disappearing, he was around. The only difference was that he wasn't at his home doing the job. No, he was on holiday. But here's how it all came about. What happened was I was sending over work for him to do. In fact, he was the video editor before the new video editor that my son's got. And we were sending him over stuff for him to do. And he wasn't getting it done. And he says, oh, I've got a blackout. Oh, there's no power here, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, oh, right, okay, well, that's not good. Oh, well, let us know when that gets fixed. Then a couple of days pass. Oh, internet's not working. The blackout must have caused the internet not to work. And I'm saying, going, wow, this is not going good at all. What happened here? He was actually quite a good worker, and then all of a sudden all these problems are starting to come up. What's happening here? So anyway, I'm actually quite good at search. So SEO is something that I've done for quite a while. So I thought, well, I'll have a wee look to see if he's got any other social profiles. Now, I know he had Facebook because he was a Facebook friend of mine. And so I could see stuff on his Facebook, and there was nothing particularly happening. He didn't really update it. So, that can happen a lot. You'll have people who just don't bother updating their Facebook, and that's fine. It's not like they have to do it. Anyway, I start searching, I find a Twitter account for him, and I'm going, hang on a minute, this sounds like he's over in Hong Kong, he's on holiday, what's going on here? He told me he's got a blackout, and it's not working. Anyway, from his Twitter account, I managed to find an Instagram account, and on the Instagram account there's him uploading pictures, oh, having great fun, look at me, blah, blah, blah. Just basically having a great old time. Meanwhile, sending me messages on Facebook saying, oh yeah, my internet's not working, I'm only using my mobile phone. And obviously anybody knows if you've got mobile phone data, it costs a fortune to upload gigabytes of files. So I wasn't expecting him to do that. But what I wasn't expecting was basically him lying about where he was. And the annoying thing was that he had holidays that he could have taken. He could have asked for unpaid leave. He could have done anything instead of lying to me. And lying to me is like one of the worst things. It's one of the things I tell all staff members who get a job. Do not lie to me. This is based on trust. I'm not going to record your screen to see what you're doing. I don't do that. I'm not interested in that. I ask them to update me every day on what they did that day. So everybody does that. But what I don't want is people lying to me, because at the end of the day, we're not working in an office together and you need to trust each other. So lying's not good. So yeah, that's my story of my disappearing Filipino, but it was for a different reason. The person just wanted to go off on holiday for a 2-week period, but didn't bother to tell me and didn't want to use his paid holiday leave for it, saving him up for something else, I think. But yeah, anyway, that's, something that it can happen, unfortunately. I mean, I've done quite well. I've only had 2 members of staff who have been terrible. I've had probably about 12 members of staff now. 2 of them went on to other work and other jobs, and that's fine. People move on. Things change in life. They, get other work or they get better jobs. That's fine. But the rest have been great. I've had no problem. So yeah. So just watch out for the disappearing Filipino and make sure it's not your fault. It's not your lack of training, not your lack of explaining the job, but also be available to them to say, hey, if you've got any problems, just come and ask me. It's not a problem. It won't affect, your job because you've asked me how to do something. In fact, that's going to be a plus point that you are willing to actually ask first instead of just go off and either try and do it and make a mess of it, or just not do it at all and not show up again, especially if they were good at other stuff they were doing for you. That's the last thing you need. So yeah, anyway, if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, share the video with any of your business friends or anyone who's interested in hiring people from the Philippines, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.